And we are back to the channel where we talk about everything US news, US headlines, and we make it fun. If you can imagine, how do you make news and headlines fun? Well, you know, we do it here. So, having said that, get ready for a good time and an educational time. We keep this educational, we keep it informative, and yeah, having said that, let's get right into it. My name is James. I'm from the US, I'm from the Midwest, and Ekbedem, greetings. And there wasn't a whole lot going on in the Midwest except for farming and sports, and I wasn't very good at any of those, but I did, yes, greetings. I had a love for numbers, affinity for numbers, and that took me into engineering school. And engineering school, well, there is lots of charts and numbers and graphs and data to look at. And that's kind of how I got my curiosity about the markets and about the charts and the news, etc. So welcome everyone, Ekbedem, greetings, hello. For those of you just jumping on and you're wondering what the heck this is and why is this guy happy, because that's the kind of personality I have. Just keep it fun. So yeah. That's how I got my beginnings, very humble. And back then you didn't just have all the information out of a click of a button. You had to actually, let's see, what is the update? Yeah, okay. Depends on what the update you're looking for. For example, we got updates about Intel, updates about Apple, updates about Tesla, updates about GM, ASML. We've got the updates about oil, the dollar, and gold. I'll tell you all about how those kind of go together. For example, Ekbedem, since you asked, one of the updates about oil, let me refresh my chart here. Yeah, for oil, we got the update. West Texas Intermediate is actually down 16% to 93.89. Brent is down 15% to 92. And also, having said that, if you look at Theo, thanks for the likes. I do appreciate it. If you are enjoying this and you get benefit, do like and share and comment, whatever. I'm not the algorithm engineer, but I've been told it helps. So thanks everyone for doing that. Also, I'll explain how, for example, the dollar just hit the 4-week low as we have a ceasefire. And with that, the oil goes down, the dollar goes down, and then gold reverses and goes up. So again, Ekbedem, that's part of what we'll be talking about. Updates about ceasefire and the oil going down and the dollar dropping with that, as you can see right here, 4-week low. And with that, one of the things that I'll be talking about, last I checked, gold jumped up 3.2% to 4,800 or 4,850, and also silver jumped up $3.90 to 76.77. We'll also talk about how that affects some of the miners as well. So all that's coming up. So why would you waste your time watching this stream? Well, you're going to be able to laugh and smile. You're going to be able to learn something about the news, the headlines, so you don't have to spend your time doing it. And for example, some of the things we'll talk about is, yes, oil, gas, and the gold and dollar, but we'll also talk about GM. GM just recently recalled 270,000 cars with issues. We'll talk about that. And we'll also talk about Tesla. Tesla's sitting on 50,000, and we get that up here. Tesla right here, 50,000 unsold EVs, most inventory they've had in 2 decades. We'll also talk about here, we've got Uber. They just partnered up with Amazon. They're going to use Amazon's chips to get some more compute power. We'll also talk about United Healthcare. Why? Because some of the insurance companies just jumped up after Medicare agreed to lift some of the payments for the next year, okay? Also, we'll talk about Intel. Where's my article about Intel? Yeah, Intel, right here. We'll talk about them because why? Because they just joined Musk's Terafab AI chip project. If you heard about Terafab, if you didn't, let me know. I've got the update about that. But yeah, the big, huge Terafab project that Elon Musk has. Intel just joined that. We'll give you an update with that. Apple, an update with them. Where is my Apple? Right here, my Apple article. Their sales continue to surge as the iPhone 17 outpaces the iPhone 16. And then also, we've got this one chart right here. Yeah, we've got the chart that talks about how the Magnificent Seven fortunes have fallen. So we'll talk about the Mag Sevens. If you're wondering who the Mag Sevens are, don't worry, we'll get you covered on that. Also, ASML, the Dutch company, where is it? Right here. Yeah, ASML shares fall. They're the Dutch company that has the lithography machines for the chip making. Their shares just fell because they might get restricted from sending exports to the east, so to China. So we'll get you updated on that as well. We'll talk about a little bit about Robinhood as well. They just went up a little bit. So all that's here to come. And at the same time, we don't bore you to death. The S&P went up, the Nasdaq. No, we're going to actually make it fun. And so also, if you have questions about a company or anything that we're looking at or talking about, or your own news headlines, feel free to share it, drop it in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube and you have a comment or a question that you want to ask outside the stream, go to today's video. On today's video, I have my contact information there. Puma Rolex, yes, greetings, hello, welcome back, good to have you. Let's see, Harrison, welcome to the fun channel where we talk about everything in the U.S. news and headlines. All right, let's get right into it. Again, my name is James. I'm from the U.S., from the Midwest, and I originally got my start with numbers and charts and patterns in engineering school, and that's how I got a little bit interested in this stuff. So let's go. Here we are. ASML, if you're looking here, this is on Yahoo. ASML shares fall on U.S. Congress plan to further restrict China exports. Shares, the computer chip equipment maker ASML dipped after the U.S. lawmakers proposed a new law that could further restrict the company's sales to China. If enacted by the U.S. and enforced by the Netherlands, again, ASML is from the Netherlands. Josh, hello, greetings everyone. Could lead to the first new restrictions on AML since 2024, blocking sales and servicing of its DUV immersion lithography tools to customers in China. Again, ASML is important because of its lithography tools. So that's one we'll be looking at. It is now. Suddenly you stopped it and now you started again. Let's see. I'm not sure what you mean. You mean the camera froze, or what do you mean? Puma Rolex. Suddenly you stopped it and started. Maybe it's just the internet, or I don't know if it's my internet or your internet, or maybe I don't know what, but I didn't stop it and start it. The last live. Yeah. I took a break. Yeah, I took a break. I did stop, and I just started again. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're enjoying it, and yeah, no worries. Good to have you back. Yeah. All right, here we go. Josh, Leonard, greetings. So that's a little bit about ASML. Let's see, Puma Rolex. Let me know if you have a question about a company or a question about a headline. Drop it in there. And also let me go here. Here, we're also going to talk about this one. Where's my? Put this back over here in this order. Yes. Well, here's the chart. Here's the chart that talks about how the Mag 7 fortunes have fallen. Again, here the Mag 7s. In case you're curious, where's my Mag 7 list? Where is it? I take all these notes every day. Oh yeah. So we got Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla making up the Mag 7s. And the Magnificent Seven, where is it? Combined market cap, listen to this. The combined market cap of the Mag 7s is currently about 19.54 T with a trillion. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, there's a reason the once formidable tech trade led by AI chipmaker Nvidia has tanked only 4 months into 2026. Growth stocks like these are under pressure as investors question whether aggressive AI spending plans will pay off. Again, just looking at the article here, the Mag 7 companies are aiming to spend around $680 billion on AI-related capital expenditures in 2026, which is a 70% increase from 2025. Yeah, imagine that. And that's just a little bit about the Mag 7s that we'll be going into as well. Also, right here, if you're curious about Apple, Apple's iPhone sales continue to surge as their iPhone 17 sales outpace iPhone 16. Where is it? Right here. It says retail customers increased 26% year over year in February. Overall, the analysts say the iPhone 17 unit sales are up 20% versus last year's iPhone 16 through September and January. So if you're an iPhone fan, that's some information for you. The base model iPhone 17 accounted for 39% of that growth, while the iPhone 17 Pro Max made up 21% of the increase. So a little bit there. And we'll look at Apple, also Intel. Here's Intel. Dun, dun, dun. They joined Musk's Terafab AI project to power humanoid data center goals. Lori, greetings and hello. Where's my article about Terafab? I have it here. Terafab is this monster project that Elon Musk has. Sorry, I forget what day that was. I thought I had it here. Oh yeah, for greetings. If you're curious, if any of the listeners, Terafab is a joint venture between Tesla, SpaceX, and XAI designed to consolidate every stage of semiconductor production under one roof, including chip design, fabrication, memory production, packaging. Terafab will be built on the north campus of Giga Texas in a building planned to dwarf that of Giga Texas, already one of the biggest buildings on Earth. Again, the initial costs are in the $20 to $25 billion range, and yeah, that's a little bit about Terafab. It's Musk called it the most epic chip building exercise in history by far. He is doing the project because TSMC and Samsung aren't making chips fast enough for his AI and robotic needs. There's a little bit about Terafab in case you're curious. It's going to be making two different types of chips. There we go. And yeah, and Intel is partnering up with Musk on that. Let's see right here. Intel said it would join Terafab and make processors powering the tech billionaire's robotics and data center ambitions. So Intel shares jumped up more than 2% after the announcement. Also, we'll talk about United Healthcare. United Healthcare and other insurance companies jumped up after Medicare agreed to lift payments for the next year. So we'll be looking at them. And also Uber, here's the Uber article if you're curious about that right there. Uber is using Amazon's custom chips to speed up computing right here. The cloud giant said on Tuesday that the ride-hailing firm seeks advanced hardware to handle growing digital workloads. And the deal expands the company's existing cloud partnership by enabling Uber to use Amazon Web Services Graviton chips to support smoother rides and deliveries and training processors to train AI models that power its apps. Yes, there's a little bit about Uber and Amazon. Also, again, we talked, we'll be going into Tesla as well. Tesla's also, where's my Tesla? Yeah, if you're into Tesla, Tesla is sitting on a record 50,000 unsold EVs, making it the most inventory in 2 decades. We'll talk about them. Also, GM recalling 270,000 cars. Let's get into it right here. Let's start with that. So let's do ASML. If you're wondering this, also you're going to gain some news headlines, but also you're going to gain some insights, the basics about, we're going to break down these companies on TradingView. We're going to look at some of the chart patterns, some of the indicators, some of the earnings, some of the revenues and profits. And then if you have other questions, you can always ask. But again, that's why you would waste your time watching this live stream. No, I'm just kidding. But hopefully it'll be beneficial for you. And if it is, let me know. And that being said, all right, ASML, dun, dun, dun. Okay, here. One of the things I will also introduce you to right now is, here we go, the relative strength index. Here's the overbought and here's the oversold line. Again, for many of you, this is might be pretty basic and pretty boring, but for those of you just starting out, relative strength index, there's the overbought, oversold line. And again, what it is just a guide to let you know that this is kind of where it's approaching a high point and it might be actually going to correct and come down. And here's the low point where it might actually rebound and come up. But again, these are just guides because they can go way overbought or way oversold for a long time before ever correcting or rebounding. So just bear that in mind. And if you look here, let me show you this. This is generally what we call the neutral area right in here. So when you see that, you know that the chart pattern is going to be pretty consolidating. If you look up here, it looks pretty similar to consolidation. If you see that, there's kind of a hidden ceiling, a hidden floor, not exactly, but pretty close to it. You see some resistance and support right there. So that's one of the patterns that you would see when you see that right there in the RSI. So yeah, greetings and welcome. Enjoy the show. Another one that I will quickly introduce you to. Again, this is a simplistic version of some of these indicators, but right here, let's go to the moving average convergence divergence MACD. To make it very basic, you have the blue MACD line, and when that blue MACD line crosses the red signal line going down, you are going to have a downward chart pattern just like you see there. And when you see this thing crossing going up, like you see right there, crosses going up, you will see a chart pattern where where the pattern starts to go up, as you see right there. Again, super simplistic, oversimplified, but it is what it is. That's how it works. If you want more information on that, feel free to ask. And let me now take you into some of the Ekbedem. Is that gold? No, it's not. But we can do gold. Let's do gold. I know that's exciting right now because gold is rebounding. Let me know, Ekbedem, if you have a certain gold mining company that you want me to look up. Right now, I'll look at this for you. So for example, here is the gold chart. Let me bring this over here for you, Ekbedem. Right here, sitting, here's my update, 4788. It was at 4850 earlier. Now it's at 4788. And as you can see right here, yeah, I need gold. Yeah, we all need gold, right? But right now you can see it rebounded right there. It was oversold at 30, and it comes up now, it's at 50. And you can see that it's actually, you can see it also rebounding here in the chart pattern right there. And let me see if I can pull out a quick pattern here for you. Here's one right here. This is, we're looking at the gold chart right now for all you gold and silver bugs. Aaron, greetings and welcome. Let's see, for example, that depends on you and your strategy, your goals. For example, this is just to let you know how this platform works. This is an educational channel, so I can give you the information that you might want regarding certain headlines or certain companies. But if you want suggestions or recommendations, things like that, you have to just send me a TikTok message. That way I can tell you more, because the algorithm on this platform will restrict me or ding me if I say anything that sounds slightly suggestive or salesy or something like that on this educational channel. So Aaron, just send me a TikTok message and let me know kind of what area you're interested in. For example, it could, is it tech, is it healthcare, is it what? And then I can give some more advice on about maybe some materials and stuff, or examples that for individual things. Let me know, Aaron. Just send me a message. And who else? Let's see, Jen B, greetings and welcome. Yeah, if any of you have any specific questions, always feel free to reach out and just send me a TikTok message about what you're doing or what your goals are. And if I can help, I'm happy to share some insights. Yeah. So Aaron, hopefully that's helpful. Again, ask any questions you want, but the specific ones, I'll return your message on TikTok. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I need gold. Market's going to reverse today. Minus not for long. Got it. JSE. All right. For example. Okay. Let's see. First of all, Larry Willman. Okay. thanks for your comments. Thanks for your thoughts, Sir Otto. For example, which ones do you have in mind? And by the way, again, just to inform how this platform works, this is an educational channel, so I can share information in the headlines, information on TradingView. But as far as like personal thoughts or recommendations or ideas, I have to answer those outside of the live stream, because on the live stream, the platform's algorithm would pick it up as a sales or a suggestion, and it would ding the channel or restrict the channel. So I have to keep it always educational here. But if you want certain personal thoughts or something, just send me a message. For example, I think in my video, I have my contact information there. If you want to contact me, that's okay too. And see, looking for ones. Let me know if you have a specific ticker symbol under price. I saw true, but not true. Okay, let me look at that. Okay, TransUnion. Let's see, Sir Otto, I got you here. TransUnion. Okay. Very good. Okay, looking here at TransUnion. Again, if you have a ticker symbol, just feel free to put the symbol in the comments. TransUnion, for those who might be not aware, TransUnion engages in the provision of information and risk management solutions. It also provides consumer reports, risk scores, analytical services, and decision-making capabilities to businesses. U.S. markets, international and corporate, etc. Okay, here is your TransUnion. For example, right here, as you can see, it is rebounding as well. Right now it's sitting at about 50, 51 for the RSI. And you can also see the rebound right here on the MACD. And right now it's at 7, it just jumped up to 72.53, okay? And that's part of what your question is, yes. So 72.51 is where it's at right now. It is market rebounding there. And let me see if I can just get you a couple of chart patterns before I give you the fundamentals on this. Right here, let's see, Pratish 144, hello, greetings and welcome. We try to make the headlines fun. We try to make the chart patterns fun as best we can. Okay, just a couple quick ones before I go to the fundamentals. Here's your double bottom, neckline, small breakout there. Again, the same thing. You see, basically, here's a double top before it breaks out and goes down. And I know my big head might be in the way. You can't see behind me very well, but doing my best here. I know it's not the best setup. And then here, you can kind of see this one form out. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and there's your neckline as well. Let's see, go to trend, Let's see if I can bring this one down right here, and then go right over here. Here is your, yes, again, these things form in interesting ways. There's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. There's a couple. Now let's go right over here to the fundamentals. Right here, Okay, right now there's not a whole lot of price action at the moment, so the volume is down. But again, it's right now it's running at 72.53. The volume is at 200,000. Market cap is at 13.9 billion. Let's go here to some of the earnings side of it. Greetings, and welcome. Hopefully I'm making the chart patterns. Hopefully I'm making everything fun here. As best I can. All right. And right now, quarterly. Who cares about earnings, right? Let's see. Hi, I like the share market. I also do. Okay. Pratish 144. Greetings. Let me know if you have a ticker symbol you want me to look up or anything like that. Glad to help out. Let's see. And for example, if you want to contact me, there's also if you look at in my today's video, there's also my contact information there. But Pratish, let me know if there's a particular company that you want me to analyze, right? Not analyze, but take a look at here. Boom. So TransUnion quarterly Q4 beat the expectations. Q3 and Q2 also beat it. But again, Why earnings? Who cares? Well, earnings is one of the things that gives you the information about the company. It can tell you a little bit about the strength, a little bit about the vitality, how well it's doing, or how bad it's doing. It's not the only piece of information, but it is one of them, and that's why we're looking at it. There's both quarterly and annually, and both can be important depending on how you're looking at it. So annually, right here, 2025, it beat the earnings expectations. Same thing with 2024, it equaled it. In 2023, it also beat it. So last 3 years, it either equaled or beat the earnings expectations. So when you beat the expectations in Wall Street's eyes, it does look a little bit stronger than it was expected to be. But let's look over here. Let's see. Okay, Sir Otto, I am looking at True right now. Yes, here. So here's True. TransUnion Financials, correct? Am I doing the one you wanted? Because this is everything U.S. news and U.S. markets. Oh, so wait, True. Let's see, JSE. Yeah, this TransUnion. I believe I'm doing the right one. I believe I'm doing the one you wanted. Yeah, on maybe wait. This is True on the NYSE. Maybe I'm doing the JSE. Oh, okay. So for example, True on JSE, here we go. Okay, I'll look it up for you, Sir Otto, but basically this channel is mainly for US news and US tickers, so let's try to keep it, yeah. So here, okay, this is the one you wanted, right? True Worth International Limited on JSE, correct? I think I've got this one right. JSE, here's your JSE. So this one, okay, this is for True Worth International is investing holding company. It's investing holding company, which engages in the retailing, fashion, and apparel. Yes, okay. And accessories. It operates through True Worth office and segments, footwear related on behalf of South African designers. Okay. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. All right. And here we go. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Really, I do. If you are getting benefit out of this, if this is anything that helps you at all, feel free to like, comment, share. Again, I'm not the algorithm expert or engineer, but I've heard it does help. So thank you very much. Here is True Worth right here. Right there it is, 50 right now on the RSI. Again, the relative strength index, so it's sitting pretty neutrally. Right now, True is at 5,409. It is actually rebounding at the moment, and it went from 5046 to 5409 right there. And let's see, also there's that. Let me see if I can pull out a couple right here. Here is your, yeah, here's one of them. There's your head, left and right there. And here we go. Yes. Yeah, Sir Otto, cool. Yeah, no worries. I got you. No problem. I'll do this one for you, and then next time try to get one on the U.S. markets. Okay, no stress. Puma Rolex. I'll look at your Nasdaq in just a moment. Okay. Give me 1 second to go through a little bit of this information first. And here we go. Okay. And some of these things are kind of tricky. Actually, you gotta have a creative mind, creative eyes. And some of these don't actually break out, because here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, and doesn't break out. They don't always break out. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. And then let's see, go right over here. Bang. Oh, here's an interesting one. This is a little bit more difficult. It doesn't quite appear the way, but still, if you go like this, you can kind of see. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then there's your neckline right there. And then you can see right there, there's your break out going down there. Now that's true worst. Let me go over here to the side right here. Okay, so here you are. There's not a whole lot of trade volume at the moment. You can see that. Volume right now is at 2.49 million. Market cap is at 18.6 billion. And then right here, go to the earnings side of it. Greetings, hello, welcome to the channel. Right here, 2025 and 2024 missed the earnings expectations, but 2023 beat it. And over here, if we go here to the revenue, profit, income, 2025, good revenue, good gross profit. Operating income and net income were both negative. And 2024, good total revenue. However, profit and operating income were both negative, and net income was good though. That's a little bit about true worst. If you want more information on that, feel free to just reach out. That's okay. And then let's see, Sir Otto, you asked about no, Puma Rolex. You asked about Nasdaq. Watching wait, does it make you watching ticks? Joseph Hall, doesn't make you look smart. Okay. No one's trying to look smart here. This is an educational channel. I'm just sharing some information. Hope you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're finding the humor in it. I'm sure you're doing very well with whatever you're doing. All right, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Here's your Puma Rolex. Okay, here's your Nasdaq that you asked about, 100. Yeah, Sir Otto, no worries. Thanks as well. If you have other ones, let me know. Just, I'm glad to help, but try to keep it in the U.S. market. All right, as you can see right here, Nasdaq is currently rebounding. As you can see also in the RSI. Dun, dun, dun. Greetings, welcome. This is, we're talking everything U.S. headlines and U.S. news right now. Some of the companies in the news right here, 57 as your RSI, and you can see also here it's the MACD is crossing the signal line going up, and it's sitting right now at 24,897. And done. A couple quick patterns for you right here. And again, they don't always break out. Here you go. Here's your head, left, right. But again, you see it doesn't break out. Here's one that does break out. Here's your double bottom right here, double bottom, and then here's your neckline double bottom, and it goes up like that. Give me 1 second. All right, dun. Here we go. Bum. Let me see if I can pull another one out right here. Let's see. Dun. IU, greetings. Welcome. And flattery will get you everywhere. I appreciate the positive comments. Glad to do what I can. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. And welcome back to the channel. We're looking at the U.S. news and U.S. headlines and breaking down some of the companies and some of the indexes right here. Here is, let's see, right here. Bum. You can see this one kind of right here. This is a little bit of a diagonal neckline. Here's your head, and then diagonally right over here, bang, and it goes up right there. Again, these are not always square shoulders or square necklines. Let me give you another one right here. Hey, let's see. Zoom in, zoom out. Right here, my time is on 1 day. If you're curious about that, I often get asked that question. 1 day timing. And again, here are some of the chart patterns for you. I don't make the names, but I just show you how they are. Here's your head and shoulders. Not a shampoo commercial. It's just the way, it's just what they're called. And then right over here, dun. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, well, again, I can do these all day long. They're fun, they're interesting, maybe in a weird way. Maybe they're not interesting to everyone, but yeah, hopefully you're enjoying it. If you're getting any benefits from these chart patterns, or if you want more, feel free to reach out. If you're watching on on YouTube, you can reach out. I think my information is there. If you're watching on TikTok and you have a question about something in the news, or you need to ask me a question, you can always just send me a message. Just send me a TikTok message is fine, and I'll get back to you. Happy to help as I can. Dun dun dun. Welcome to the fun news channel, if that's possible. Let's see. Then going right up here. Where's my Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, there's your answer for the Nasdaq 100, and then let's go back here to let's put this on. Yeah, so there's that. If you have other tickers, other questions, just drop them in the comments. And that was for you, Puma Rolex. Hopefully that's helpful. Let's go now. We were working on. Oh yeah, we were talking about gold. Somebody asked me about gold. Who was that? Dun dun dun. Yeah, Ekbadem. Ekbadem, if you're still in the, let's see, guess what, 4-5U, for example. Okay, on that, good question. Actually, contact me outside the stream. The reason why is because inside the stream, let's see, guess what? Yeah, gold. Yes, exactly, on gold. I got you. I'm looking that up. I'll be doing some trading. Doing some mining companies. I'll be looking at their tickers in just a moment here. But for example, this is an educational channel, and the way it works on the platform is the algorithm is strict enough that if I talk about anything suggestive or recommendational, it'll actually ding or even restrict the channel. So when you have specific questions about how to get started or something, for example, just send me a message. You can find my information right there in the chat. Let's see. And that way I can get you more specific information, okay? Yeah, again, it always just depends on what areas, what sectors you're looking at, and what you should or should not do, and also the timing of that. But yeah, feel free to message me, contact me, and I'll get you back. I'll respond to you. Before any news was announced about it, the price of oil started dropping right before the market closed yesterday, so I took advantage of the situation. Had a great day, but I bought a bunch of call options right on S&P 500 spent on these little market opener. Got it. Hey, Jeremy, thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. I appreciate the thoughts and good discussion there. And guess what? 4-5U. Looking forward to further discussion. Okay. And there. Greetings. Yes. So okay, gold. Here we are. Currently, 4,763, and yeah, as you can see, it's rebounding. I also have the article here. If you can see right behind me, if my big head doesn't get in the way, dollar hits the 4-week low as the ceasefire boosts risk appetite. Again, there's always the yin and the yang. There's one side of the coin, there's the other side of the coin. So when oil goes down, the strength of the dollar goes down. And when the strength of the dollar goes down, gold goes up, silver goes up. Suzanne, hello. And yeah, so not only did the gold go up, but silver went up as well. And let's do that since everyone here is curious about some of that. I'll show you right here. Last I checked, oil was sitting West Texas Intermediate, had dropped 17% down to 92.7. Brent crude dropped 15% down to 92.43. So oil is down, and oil is down, gold is up. And let me give you a one, for example, right here. Let's do what one? Freeport McMoran. An example of how, again. So right here, you can see on the RSI is jumping up, MACD is jumping up, and you can see right here, this is Freeport McMoran. They've jumped up as well, a complete rebound. And you can see that I just wanted to show you that so you can see how, yes, one thing goes down, the other one goes up, because they're basically almost like the inverses of each other. And if you look right here, you can kind of see right here, almost pull this up. Here's your, let's see. Let me pull this right down. Pull this down. Almost, it's hard to see, but you can almost see this one right here. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, right here. There's your neckline to push that down. And then there's always a catalyst to bring it up. If you're looking, again, this is the mining company Freeport-McMoRan. And if you're not familiar with them, Freeport-McMoRan, let's see, is basically engages in the mining of copper, gold, and molybdenum, and it operates through North America, copper mines, South America, Indonesia, etc. It's one of the bigger ones. And right here, another chart pattern you can see. Here's your double bottom neckline to push that up right there. Also, Southwest Airlines. Yes, actually, interesting you say that. I had a couple. For example, I'm not sure if it was Southwest. It was United. United was one of them, and United and what's the other one? I had a note here. Delta. Delta just partnered with Amazon for their in-flight Wi-Fi because they're using Amazon's low Earth orbit satellites. And then the other, I forget the name of that airline. JetBlue. So JetBlue and also United recently raised their rates. For example, they raised their rates because of the exploding cost of jet fuel. So if you're traveling, keep that in mind. The rates are going up. The cost of their check bags are going up because of the jet fuel. So again, on one side of the coin, if you were in oil, like that went up, but on the other side, it might be affecting your travel. So at the same time, S&P. Okay, got it. I'll get you your S&P in just a moment here. S&P right there, and for example, ARJ 4881. For example, some mining companies. For example, here's one: Freeport-McMoRan. Another one I can give you right off the bat would be Hecla Mining. And let's see, I'll just look that up for you right here. Here's, I'll just show you how they're rebounding right now. Here's Hecla Mining. This is a little brief intro about them. Engages in the provision of precious and base metals. And it is, for example, right here, it's not jumping up as much as the other ones are, but you can see it is rebounding right there. Another one I can give you is Pan American Silver. Yeah, you can see Pan American Silver. It's easy to remember. For example, I can actually ARJ 481. Just send me a message outside the stream, and I'll give you a bunch of mining companies. Okay, it's easier that way. And you're right, it's easier just to type it out. But right now on the stream, let me look at some of the other tickers and stuff. And if you want the mining companies, just send me a message. You asked about Puma Rolex. You asked about S&P 500. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Here's your S&P 500. As you can tell, it's also rebounding right now. Dun, dun, dun. Did I miss any comments over here? Greetings. Yes. Okay. So right now, S&P is sitting here at 6,761. And yeah, it's rebounding. Let me go right over here. Give me that. Yes. Let's look right here. Here's one that you can see. Basically, here is your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. There's your neckline. There's your breakout right there. And go right over here. You can kind of see the same thing happening right. Sometimes these things are inverses of each other. Like, for example, right here, you have that, and it shares the same, basically the same neckline right over here. So there's your, to bring it down, and then there's your reverse to put it right back up, okay? There's that, and let's go right over here. Yes, here's another one. If you're looking at the S&P, for example, here is your kind of diagonal neckline, your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then bang, that pushes that up right there. But yeah, for the person that asked, Puma Rolex, here we go, right here, yeah, 6759, there it is at the moment. There we go. And let's see, I was gonna talk to you, what was I talking about? ASML, oh yeah, for example, ASML, yeah, because this is the Dutch company that has the lithography machines. This is one of the ones in the headlines. Let's talk about them for a moment right there, because yeah, their shares fell because they might be restricted from sending their lithography machines to China. So here we go. RSI is at 53, 54, and actually there at the moment they are rebounding right now, as you can see right there. And let me push this out for you right here. Here we go. Bum, bum, bum. And here's an example of kind of a diagonal neckline. Here's your reverse, right, left neckline to go up, right there. And again, this is the Dutch company ASML with their lithography machines, and they're in the news right now, so I thought we'd take a look at them. Here we go, zoom out of this. And yeah, here's your reverse, left, right, and there's your neckline there. And again, coming right over here, volume right now is at volume right now, here we go, is that volume is down, it's at 927,000, market cap is at 493 billion, and earnings right here quarterly, again, this is for ASML. Q4 just missed the earnings expectations, Q3 beat it, and Q2 also beat it. Now, why would you care about earnings and their expectations and what the earnings are? Because earnings, again, is one of the pieces of information that can tell you or give you some insights about how strong or how weak the company is doing, how good they're doing, how good they might be doing or might not be doing. There's both the quarterly and the annually, and you can see right here the blue bars is what they actually earned, and the gray bars is what they were actually projected or expected to earn. And so did they beat the expectations for 2025 as a year? Yes, they did. 2024, yes, they did. And 2023, let's see, yes, they did. So last 3 years, ASML beat the annual expectations. Right here, statements, go right over here. How does that correlate with the revenue, profit, and income? Well, in this case, for 2025, it correlates pretty well because it doesn't always do this, but 2025, they beat their earnings expectations, and annually, 2025 had good revenue, profit, and income. 2024 had good revenue and gross profit, but the income and net income was negative. 2023, again, if you want to go back in time, if you want the whole history, 2023 also had good earnings, and revenue, profit, and income were also very good. So if you're curious about ASML, that's hopefully helpful to you. Now let's go over here. Again, this is the chart about the Magnificent Seven. And if you're curious, the Magnificent Seven has about 19, all the Magnificent Seven has 19.5 trillion combined in market cap. That's interesting. Also right here, we talked a little bit about Apple, because Apple's iPhone sales continue to surge as the iPhone 17 outpaces the iPhone 16. Having said that, right here, the sales increased 26% year over year in February, and the analysts say the iPhone 17 sales are up 20% versus last year's iPhone 16. So I thought we'd take a look here at Apple. Bum, bum, bum. Here we go. Right there. Yes, give me 1 second here. All right, dun, dun, dun. Looking at you, Apple. Right now, for example, here is, yeah, they're sitting right here at 49.50 for an RSI, relative strength index. And you can see, actually, interestingly enough, let's see, yeah, Apple is, oh, yeah, Apple's at 258 right now. Huh. And let me go right over here, just a couple quick patterns before I go to the fundamentals. There's your reverse left shoulder, right shoulder, and then that pushes it up. And the same thing can be said right over here. Dun, dun, dun. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and that pushes it down, okay? And again, just going quickly through this. Yeah, again, here's your double bottom right there, the neckline, and it pushes it up. And then right over here, dun, 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 here's another example of your reverse, left and right, and that pushes it up. Bang. Now let's go right over, I'll show you some of the fundamentals here quickly, and go to the next one, right here on Apple. As you can see right here, trading is at, the trade volume is at 10.3 million. Market cap is at 3.79 trillion. And then right here on the earnings side of it, dun, 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 quarterly for Apple right here, Q1, Q4, Q3 beat all the expectations. You can see the blue bars are higher than the gray bars right there. And then annually, 2025, 2024, and 2023 for the annual side all beat the earnings expectations annually right there. Going right over here, let's see. Zickman Tire 7293, greetings and hello to you too. Welcome back. Enjoy the show. Let me know if there's something you want to look at. Okay, here we go. 2025 again, good earnings reports. How does it correlate for Apple? 2024 and 2025 were very good for revenue, profit, and income, except 2024 had negative net income. And now let's go back here. I had some questions about oil, the dollar, energy, stuff like that. Let's, for example, I was going to show you this, since we're talking about oil, the dollar, and the metals. Let me take you here. Also, we can look at Exxon. It's one of the bigger oil companies and traded on the U.S. markets right here. As you can see, with the ceasefire, oil drops. It's you can see it correctly here on the RSI, and right now it's dropped all the way down here to 154, right there, and also you can see it on the MACD dropping right there. Now, I won't bore you with a bunch of chart patterns here. Again, you can see the double bottom there to push that up. But again, I just wanted to show you how quickly when there's a ceasefire, oil drops, and then the dollar drops, and then let me show you right over here. Yeah, gold is at 4,769. Let me take you right over here to, let me show you this one, a Rio Tinto. What's Rio Tinto doing? Yes, look at this. Rio Tinto is another big one. If you don't know Rio Tinto engages in the exploration, mining, and processing of mineral resources, iron ore, aluminum, copper, and minerals, etc. It's also rebounding right now. It's back up to its, almost back up to its high. It's at 98.65 right now, as you can see right here. What a rebound right there. Also, you can see the rebound in the RSI, the MACD rebounding as well. If you have a question about a company, feel free to put it in the comments. Or also, if you're on TikTok and you have a question about a company or what you're looking at, feel free to send me a TikTok message. I'll get right back to you. Here we go. And then here, if you zoom in, zoom out of this, right there, here's one of the patterns that pushes this chart up as your double bottom. And then, yeah, right now, this is Rio Tinto. I just wanted to quickly show you how this one is rebounding. Let me take you to another one. Oh, let's see. We talked about Freeport. We talked about, here is Hecla, and what's another one? Gold. Here we go. Hold on one second. Oh yeah, Newmont. Newmont's another one. I forgot about that one. Let's take a look at Newmont. Newmont. If you're a gold and silver bug, this is for you. Newmont Corporation. hello again. How the red is when you lose money. When you Zekmantar 793. I love your analysis. Suzanne. Ah, yes. We all have to have a sense of humor here, and thanks for keeping it fun, Zekmantar. And there you go. All right. Again, just showing you a couple of these, how when oil goes down, the dollar goes down, and now the metals, gold and silver, are rebounding back up again. And because of that, the miners are rebounding back up again. Look at this. So right here, Newmont is back up to 117, getting closer to its all-time high of 135 again. Look at that RSI jumping up. Same thing with the MACD. Just wanted to show you these because again, when one thing goes down, the others go up. There's always a yin and the yang. Again, if you want more information on this, just feel free to reach out. Let's go over here. We were talking about some of the other ones in the headlines. We talked about Apple. Let's talk about Intel, because Intel also is in the news because they just joined Musk's Terafab AI chip project. It is Zek McIntyre. Am I saying it right? Zeke or Zek? Anyway, I hope I'm saying it right. Sorry if I'm not. Please be nice. Please. All right. Okay. So let's take a look at Intel. Intel. Right now, Intel. Okay, got it. I'm not sure if that's Zeke or Zek, but maybe it's Zek. Okay. Yeah, here's Intel. However you pronounce it, I hope you're enjoying this show. If you are enjoying this show and you are getting some kind of benefit, feel free, if you want, to give a like, a share, a comment. I've always heard that does help the channel. I'm not sure how, but I'm not the algorithm expert, but I've been told that. So Intel, yeah, just jumped up as well. You can see that right now it's at 56.79. Look at that jump. Bang. And yeah, right now the RSI is hitting 70. And wow, that is quite a jump. It was just down on Monday, March 30th. It was sitting there at 40, and now it's at 56. Okay. Volume right now, let me take you through this. Volume right now is at, yeah, there's more price action, there's more trade volume. Volume's at 54.54. Market cap is at 283.6 billion. Earnings, here we go. Quarterly, Q4 and Q3 beat the expectations, and Q2 missed it. But annually, how do we do annually? 2025 beat expectations. 2024 2024 also beat it because it was less negative than it was supposed to be. 2023 also beat the annual expectations. So how does that correlate over here to profits, revenues, and income? Not so well, actually. 2025 Intel had negative revenue, but they did have good gross profit overall. 2024, everything was in the red, and so same thing for 2023. So that's Intel looking at you. Also, here's one that I wanted to share with you guys. For those of you into insurance, United Healthcare is one of them that just jumped up. It's many of the insurance companies jumped up after Medicare just agreed to lift the payments for the new year. So again, United Healthcare, let me show that to you. UNH right here. That's one. Zachary. Okay, so got it. Okay, is Zachary. Well, again, good to have you here. Thanks for sharing and enjoy the show. If there's anything interesting, let me know. Right here. Yeah, this one jumped up. Look at this RSI. It just went from oversold to now almost overbought within what was that? March 20. Yeah, just a few days. March 27th. to now it is April 8th. Wow, things happen fast. So right now, as you can see, it just rebounded. It was sitting at 256, and now it's sitting at 306. I'm making ramen. Good, good. After the war, roughly stocks market still gonna crash. Because yes, Mr. Mimic Maker, I do share some of your sentiments, but can you unpack that a little bit more? Expound. Because of AI. Tell me, I don't disagree with you, but tell me, can you expound on that? Can you explain your reasoning a little bit more? It'll help the audience too. Help me help the audience, just to get different insights on why you think it's going to be that way. Feel free to. I welcome it. Zachary, thanks for sharing what you're eating. All right. Here we go. United Healthcare. Dun, dun, dun. And wait, hold on. Let me check this out. Dun, dun. Hold on. Pull this over here. Right. Oh, here we go. Here's one I can jump out for you. Here's your reverse head. Here's your left shoulder, right shoulder, diagonal neckline, and this one breaks out and goes up like that. Dun, dun, dun. And where is it? Oh, here's another one. Dun, 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 dun. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline breakout going down. Yeah, so there's a couple. United Healthcare rose after CMS finalized a 2027 Medicare Advantage payment hike of 2.48%. Medicare Advantage, boosting revenue per member outlook. Market reaction, intraday surge of 10.6%. And 6.6% pre-market rise. Right now, volume is sitting at 2.58 million. This is a United Healthcare Group. Market cap is at 277.6. And right here, go to the earnings side of it. Boom, boom, boom. Quarterly Q4. Again, why are we looking at earnings? Because earnings is one of the pieces of information that might tell you how strong or full of vitality the company is, or how it has lack of strength or lack of vitality, either way. But it's not the only one, it's just one of them. And there's both quarterly and there's both annually, depending on what you're looking for. So Q4, Q3, and Q4 and Q3 beat the expectations. And a lot of times, for example, when you beat the market expectations on earnings, it looks like you're stronger than what you're supposed to be, okay? Q2 missed it, but annually, 2025 beat it overall for the annual expectations. And let's see, what do I I love your humor. I love your subtlety. What do I know? But surely seems like AI trade is exhausted also. This need to get filled as well. Yes. No, it's okay. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're I enjoy sharing the discussion, enjoy bouncing ideas back and forth. Yeah, what do I know? But yeah, no, it's okay. Feel free and share. It's all good. Nice to get different points of view, different insights. It's okay. And if you're making ramen like Zachary is, feel free to share that too. What are you eating right now? What's keeping you strong? What's keeping you focused, Yeah, so here we go. Annually, looking at United Healthcare, the last 3 years, actually all the last 3 years beat the earnings expectations. How does that correlate over here? It's yummy. Good. For revenue, let's see, actually 2025, for revenue, revenue is good, but operating income and net income were terrible. 2024 revenue is good, but operating income and net income were also terrible. Yeah. So again, just because you beat the earnings expectations and have a good earnings report does not mean you're going to have necessarily good profit or income. So there's that. United Healthcare Group. Also, wanted to just briefly touch on this one, because it's one of the Mag 7s that might be interesting to someone. Tesla. If we have any Tesla fans, this is for you. All right, so Tesla, where is it? Bang. They're sitting on a record of inventory of unsold EVs, the most that they've had in 2 decades, 50,000 unsold EVs. All right, so let's look at you, Tesla. Dun, dun, dun. Tesla, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, there we go, right here. And yeah, if you have, yeah, it's not really looking that great for Tesla at the moment. They're still market correcting slowly, slowly, slowly. You can see a downward pattern right there. Same thing in the RSI, it's going down ever so slowly. Right now, RSI is at 34, and it's okay. Right now, it's sitting at 347.97 right now. And I also, what was it? JP Morgan just recently had the headline where JP Morgan was talking about how they're predicting that Tesla's going to drop 60%. That's not me, that's just the article from JP Morgan, just I share that. There we go. And then right here, you can see there is indeed some trade action going on there with Tesla. People are getting a little bit worried. Where was it? Was it last week or the week before? The Mag 7s had a combined, where was it? The Mag 7s. Yeah, Mag 7s collectively lost 850 billion. Was it last week or the week before? And if you're also curious how that changes things, what was it? Barings. Barings is the private equity fund, and they actually had to cap their withdrawals. What's this? A demo? Sammy boy. Good question. This is an educational channel where we talk about everything U.S. news, U.S. headlines, and we actually break down some of the companies in the U.S. news and headlines on TradingView. So this is just an educational channel where we talk about what's going on, and we share information about some of the companies in the news and the headlines. And right now we're just looking at Tesla. So there's that. Here we go. And Tesla's one of the Mag 7s that's losing all kinds of money. And I was talking about the private equity funds. They had to cap off their withdrawals at 5%. That's Barings, because investors were trying to pull out over 11%. And because basically there's anxiety over AI and a lot of the disruptions and loan qualities, things like that. But yeah, here's Tesla. Here we go. Right here. Again, if you're looking for a couple quick chart patterns, here we go. Here's your head, left side, right side, and right here, right over here. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, for example, here's another one right here. Basically, they both hit the same bottom right here. Here's your neckline. Bang! It jumps up, and Here again, also the same as in reverse. Here's your double top, double top right here, and then here's your neckline, and bang, that brings it down right there. A couple quick ones right here. The NHTSA, again, just reading a little headline here from TradingView, closed a probe into Tesla's smart summon for low severity, infrequent incidents, and upgraded its full self-driving investigation to an engineering analysis that could lead to a recall. Again, that's just a quick update on TradingView about Tesla. Right now, volume is trading at 28.4 million, and market cap is at 1.3 trillion. I'm sorry. And if we go right over here, again, earnings quarterly, you have the Q4. You have Q3 and you have Q2. Q4 beat it, Q2 equaled it, but Q3 missed it. But looking at the annual side, Zachary, it's the chicken flavor. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm glad to know that. Is chicken flavor your favorite? Which one's your favorite, Zachary? And then right here, 2025. 2025 for the year for earnings wise on Tesla, it equaled the expectations. 2024 for the year just missed it. 2023 also beat it. For the last 3 years, yeah, it either 2025 equaled it, 2023 missed it. 2024 missed it. How does that correlate here? 2025 doesn't correlate very well. 2025 is terrible. For Tesla, for the revenue, profit, and income, same thing with 2024, except 2024 had good revenue. Yeah, it doesn't look good for Tesla on that. And it doesn't look good for Tesla right now. If you have questions about Tesla or want to learn more about that, feel free. Got it. Beef flavor. Good stuff, Zach. Yeah. All right. Dun, dun, dun. I put pepper in it all the time. Got it. Zach, I need you to give me a like. Help this channel out. It's entertaining you. All right. So there's Tesla. And now also let's look at, here's another one you got to talk about. Where's my GM? General Motors, for example, since we're talking about cars right now. Let's see. Do you foresee a vicious boning downside in the immediate now? Rotund calzone. For example, on this channel, again, it's an educational channel. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Zach. And on this channel, it's educational. The algorithm only allows me to talk about information that I can share here. But if I give out recommendations or personal thoughts or insights, the algorithm will pick it up as a suggestion and actually ding me or restrict me. So again, there's only so much I can say here on the live stream, but the yellow glasses, these are for the blue light from the screens that are very harmful to your health. So these help to block that. But yeah, that's actually they actually do. You can feel the difference. Your eyes don't have as much eye strain. You won't get the headaches, and it actually. And sometimes it makes you feel calmer, in that way. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, if you want to talk more about what I see coming, feel free to reach out and contact me outside the live stream. But during the live stream, if you have for example, question about a company that you want me to look at or something like that, feel free to let me know in the comments and I can look it up for you. But that's really what this is about, is U.S. news, U.S. headlines, and then kind of talking about some of the companies in those headlines. And for more specific stuff, we can talk outside the live stream. That's just how the algorithm works. That's how the platform works. So thanks for the question as well. Here we go. General Motors recalls over 270,000 cars in the U.S. over rear view camera issue. So if you look in the rear view camera, it can be either distorted or a blank image. Not very good. So let's take a look at GM right here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, GM right here. Okay, a little bit about GM right now. And actually, despite the headline, they are actually rebounding right now. They are at 76.17. As you can see, they are up. And right now, yeah, the RSI is also rebounding up. It's at 51. It's very, very neutral, but it's rebounding up. It was at 40. Now, dun, 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 you can see that right there. Yeah, let me give you one thing right here. Here's a quick pattern that jumps out right here. If you see this, here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and that leads to that downward right there. And then right over here, for example, right here again, I'm just breaking down some of the companies on TradingView. Yeah. For other questions, such as the ones you asked, you can also contact me outside the stream if you want. But yeah, this is purely informational, purely just educational right now on this stream. I know that's probably not the answer that you were looking for, but that's the answer that I can give you right now. So there. Here's another quick pattern for you on GM. There's your double bottom, and that boosts that up right there. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, there's more patterns that we can go through if you want, but that's some of the basics right now. Again, GM is, despite the negative headline, GM is rebounding up at 76.15, and their volume actually is at 1.87 million. It's not very high at the moment. Market cap is at 68.86 billion, And for earnings, oh shoot, where is it? Here we go. Earnings wise, quarterly Q4, Q3, and Q2. Again, those beat the expectations. And why do we care about the earnings? Again, it's one of the things that can tell you a little bit about the strength of the company, a little bit about the vitality and how it's doing. There's the quarterly side, there's the annually side. 2025 beat the expectations for the year. And why do you care about the expectations? Because that tells you how it's doing in comparison to what it was supposed to do by the markets. 2024 also beat it. 2023, so the last 3 years beat the annual expectations. How does that correlate over here to profits, revenues, and income? 2025 revenue, profit, and income, well, actually negative all the way down. 2025 was a terrible year for that. 2024 net income was negative, but your revenue, profit, and income was good in 2024. That's a little bit about GM. Again, let's take a look here at, for example, we talked about, oh yeah, here's the one. In the headlines, we talked about how Uber and Amazon were partnering up. Uber is going to use Amazon's custom chips for its AI models. Let's see. Yeah, said that on Tuesday, the ride-hailing firm Uber wants to use the advanced hardware to handle the growing digital workloads, and Amazon's Graviton chips to support smoother rides and deliveries, and Trainium processors to train AI models that power its apps. Okay, so let's take a look at them. Here is Amazon. Again, Amazon is one of the Mag 7s, and as a whole, the Mag 7s did not do very well recently. Let's look here. Amazon right here. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. Interestingly enough, right now, Amazon is rebounding, and right now they're at 220. They were at 199. Yeah, you can see that right here in the RSI also. Look at how they just jumped up. They were at an RSI of 38. Now they're at an RSI of 61. And they reflect that in both the MACD and in the price chart. See that 199, and then in pre-trading they're at 220 right there. Here we go. And here we are. And if you're looking for a couple quick patterns, here's your double top right here, and double top neckline, and then bang, it drops down. And here we go. Okay, and then actually right over here, here's your head, here's your left shoulder, right shoulder, there's your neckline to drop that down, and then right over here, yeah, there's that. Anyway, here's the reverse as well. Here's the reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, bang, pushing that up right there. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. So yeah, you can have the reverse, and then also it almost shares the same neckline right there for this opposite way. See here, here's one that pushes it down, and then here's the one that shares the same, basically the same neckline to push it back up. They're basically inverses of each other right there. Yeah, so that's a little bit about Amazon. A couple quick chart patterns. Let's go over here to the fundamental side of it right now. And again, just a quick update on them. They are rebounding, 198, now they're at 220, and volume is at 16.27 million right now. Market cap is at 2.37 trillion. Let's go over here to the earnings side of it. Okay, earnings quarterly, there's quarterly and annually. Again, if you're just jumping on, we look at both of them depending on what you're looking for. And it's one of the things that helps you determine how strong or how weak the company may or may not be. Quarterly Q4 missed the earnings expectations. Q3 beat it, and so did Q2. And then one second right here. Right here. Annually, 2025 beat the annual earnings expectations. 2024 beat it also, and 2023 also beat it. So to summarize, the last 3 years, Amazon did beat their annual earnings expectations, so they do look strong in that regard. Now, how does that correlate over there with their revenue and profits and income? Because it doesn't always correlate, but this case it does. Last 3 years, if you're looking at Amazon, one of the Mag 7s, again, last 3 years, all the revenue, profits, and income were very good for Amazon. So having said that, there's that. If you have other questions about any of the companies or any of the headlines that we're talking about, or anything that I'm not talking about, feel free to drop it in the comments, say hello. And let's move on to one more here. We already talked about the gold, the oil, the dollar. If you have questions about gold, oil, dollar, and how that correlates, the ceasefire, so oil just dropped. It dropped a lot actually. So it's down. Western Texas Intermediate dropped down to 95.5. Brent crude is down to 94.5. They dropped 15% and 13%. And with that, it was where was it? Right here. The dollar hits the 4-week low. So the dollar strength is super down. And inversely, the gold is back up. Actually, gold, again, if you want the update on that, gold rebounded 3.2%. Last I checked, it was at 48.50. Silver also rebounded $3.90. So having said that, if you do have more questions, or if you're watching from TikTok and you have questions or comments, feel free to send me a message. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can also send me a message on YouTube as well. I think my information is here in the comments somewhere like that. But thank you all for the questions, comments. Your screen is covered by you, so do screen sharing. Okay, thank you for the advice. I know. It's not the most perfect setup. I know I have a big head, or June, doing the best I can at the moment. And actually, if you see behind me, this is my screen. I know you can't see it very well. I know it's not the best, but I actually am screen sharing on the monitor behind me, but I know it could be improved. Thank you for tuning in, Arjun, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Actually, probably tomorrow.